Morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Rich Clark, Guide to the Right Path. And as I'm carrying on about this for spiritual sense for Sunday, I'm going to carry on. I've talked about ginger, and I'm going to talk about clove, which is another warming essential oil. Now, cloves' origins are quite controversial because originally they were found in China in actually 250 BC. But then actually what came about is the Arabs brought it into Europe via the Marco Polo discovery, which then got into Venice. But there's actually a lot of history of clove that it actually one time the Dutch actually banned the Portuguese having it and actually caused a hell of a thing of actually burning islands which had cloves. So cloves has got a very much a very historical problem. But I'm only going to explain it on the spiritual sense. And I feel that cloves is very good for, it's very warming, it's very enlightening. It's also mainly was used in culture for your teeth because it was seen as it's cleansing. And if you actually go to India, most toothpaste have clove in them. Cloves are chewed if people got toothache, tooth enamel issues. Cloves are very good for that, but cloves are also very stimulating. So you have to be very careful not to have too much because it can overstimulate the gut. So with cloves, we're going to look at the sacred symbolism. So for starters, it's protection and warding. So cloves were used in amulets and charms to keep away evil spirits and unwanted influences. Because of this, also it has fire and vitality. With its strong warming scent, cloves symbolises the spark of life, passion and inner strength. And within this, friendship and love. In some traditions, cloves represent a bonding, commitment and truth in relationship, chewed in groups as a symbol of unity. So actually when you go to a lot of countries in Asia and the Middle East, you will actually see people chewing cloves. It's quite common, and cloves is just quite common spice. But actually, in like Western world, cloves has become more expensive. So it's spiritual energetics from the Ayurvedic side. We look at it from this. So solar plexus and root chakra, clove energizes personal power, will, courage, determination, and grounds its energy into action. So again, very much like ginger, it works with the solar plexus and root. Now, what the next thing is going to do is cleansing and banishing. So cuts through heavy, stagnant or sticky negative energy, leaving a cleansed aura. So very useful if people have got like they're feeling in brain fog. Having clove essential oil or actually burning cloves, you can actually do it in an incense burner. Like I've got myrrh and I think you can put cloves in as well. Again, very good way of doing it, clearing that out. And the mental clarity it actually gives you, it actually is a sharp, spicy sense, clears fog, boosted focus and determination in spiritual practice. Now, it's traditional and cultural beliefs. Now, mainly we know it, and in my terms, as I know it from Indian and Ayurvedic traditions, known as lavang, and a clove is considered sacred for its ability to stimulate digestion and transformation, symbolizing turning heaviness into energy. Now, the Chinese, they believe it restores yang energy and vitality, protecting against coldness and weakness, both physical and spiritual. So the Chinese and Indians, with their traditions, it's been used longer, and it was mainly used in that context. Now, European folk magic uses it completely differently. It's used as protective sachets, prosperity charms, and spells for friendship or love, and clove was often burned as incense to drive away evil. So they flipped it a little bit, but it still has the same connotations to it. So psychological and hypnotherapy links for this is overcoming weakness. So associated with inner resilience and endurance, helping clients move through fatigue or self-doubt. So if you have ginger and clove in a tea, really helps to like vitalize, but also to get rid of that fatigue. Emotional protection spiritually creates a shield against manipulation, toxic relationships, or negative influences. Again, proofs in the pudding for that one. I don't really see it like that. I think it's more for actually helping get rid of fatigue, in my opinion. Focused determination used in trance work or affirmations or building self-discipline and mental strength. And so its practical ritual uses was protective incense. It was burned to banish negativity and protect sacred spaces, which with ginger works really well. Anointing oil, again, we spoke about anointing oil with frankincense and myrrh, but with clove or juniper and ginger can be used on the solar plexus for empowerment or added to candles in ritual work. So actually, if you are feeling, because my work is inner light of ourselves or suanuntajoiti, which is going to be my next phase of what I'll be talking about in the future, is very good for the solar plexus. It's about the empowerment of that side. So anointing oil, if you're looking at anointing oil, is frankincense. And I do know the full recipe of it, but I'm going to give you some clues, see if you can work it out yourself and create your own one. So it's frankincense, myrrh, juniper, clove, and ginger. And if you use them, and then I would use a citrus or a lighter fragrance, floral oil. And that way you can create an ointment oil and you use that, and that really gives you an empowerment. But again, be wary of your measurements, because if you over empower it, it can be very hard to bring down. It could be like a Kundalini awakening if you're not careful. Prosperity and attraction. Clove buds are placed in charm sachets or offerings to attract wealth and good fortune. And then the unity and friendship is carrying or exchanging cloves symbolises loyalty, trust, and strengthening bonds. That one I would say is more of a European thing, not what the ancients of India or Chinese medicine would suggest. So clove, in summary, embodies protection, empowerment, and vitality. It's a fiery spice of courage and resilience, and guarding against negativity while fueling determination, clarity, and spiritual strength. So until next time. And then I'm going to speak about the next essential oil, which is valerian, which is actually slightly different, but it's actually with the twos of ginger and clove. I'm going to explain why valerian, as this is a blend, really works well.